You share. I heard tiny rant. I got bigger notes.
Since 2002?
2002, yeah.
Me either.
This is terrible.
This is used for Delilah.
And now myself, Brandon. Whatever.
Woo! Welcome to the Kickball podcast, week 8, heading into week 9. Thank you everybody for coming. Sitting on the far side of the table. Kind of awkward over here.
Lonely.
What isn't awkward is that Cougar's right next to me.
Yeah.
Jason Cougar Wong.
What did you do first?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. See,
Buck and Trends were trying to get that shot early.
That sounded like a rant.
Yeah, that's something.
Boston Sean Meredith.
Controversy creates cash.
I like it.
Mike Gibb. Sleepless Mike Z.
I wasn't sleepless.
I was gonna say average calf size.
Mike Z is sitting next to Derek, so we put a ball in his mouth to get the Derek, don't be a dad Davis.
There you go. I'm always a good guest.
And Kenny the Jet Flanders.
Ooh.
Jet.
How's it going?
So, thank you and welcome to Jazz House, 926.5 Massachusetts. Daily specials including $3 bills, $4 points today, and karaoke.
Woo!
If you can karaoke with one food, what would it be? I don't know that. Right said Fred. All right.
If I had to use, I do all the work, in Korean, and I know Dan is.
Are you saying?
I'm not stop my side.
I thought you were going to say the real Slim Shady in Korean, but
I'd pay cover to watch that.
Wow. That's the encore. Real encore to She Bangs.
She bangs.
All right. To Boston Sean to give us the scores for the week.
All right, so starting on YSC1 at 5 p.m., JWE capsizes the Scoonies 16-1. Cougar, did you call for a shutout on this one? There were so many I've lost count.
There's 3 of my calls shutout. This was not one of them.
I think you only hit one.
I only hit one. Correct. Only one of those shutouts.
330 is not bad in baseball.
This isn't baseball.
Yeah, exactly.
That was their Alex. You were at the game. Something happened, right? Hey guys.
How's it going, Alex?
Debut on the podcast. I gave my voice. Yeah.
Hold on, this is legit your first time being here?
Yeah, he let it marinate for 8 weeks.
Oh. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I read this game, and I know I alluded to it on the sports thread, but the Swedes are actually playing really solid defense in the first 4 games of this game. Now, I won't preface it with JD also wasn't really going ham. I guess the JWE now, whatever.
Yeah.
But they were playing really good. Their third baseman, Alex, had several real solid putouts at first base to take away a couple of runners. Oh, yeah, the right fielder for Scoonies, I don't know her name, but she was shutting down everything that they were being kicked out there. And, yeah, she was able to muscle in and throw, at least maybe contentious at some of the bases.
Nice.
She was probably the best of the 3 outfielders that were out there.
Sounds awesome.
I really wish I knew her name. But she was pretty solid lady. But yeah, it was a good game of basketball. Squeeze that. You look at the score sheet. Squeeze that several times. They had people on 2 and 3 or bases loaded. They just weird kicks. Really popped that bigger part of their lineup where somebody came up with the lefty and just drove the ball out of third base on accident and doubled up people.
Yeah.
JW did their good game. They were all solid, real nice, real super evident. No arguments, no yelling, no nothing. It was pretty good.
I think it's a kind of a testament what a lower seed team can do with a little bit of veteran knowledge, like Joe being on that team. I think him being on there is a good like cornerstone for the team because he's been in the league long enough. He can kind of coach them to be better and play good games.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he was doing pretty good on that front. And then Sean Donnelly on that team.
Oh yeah.
Other Sean.
Boo that man. Boo.
Yeah, spell your name right, Sean.
And then, for the one thing you never really hear about a game, home loans. Yeah, my teams are strong.
That's what I hear.
It's a wonderful game. But yeah, the home loan guys, Miles, and I wish I knew the guy who was repping for me. That would be his name all game, but it was their first time. Miles' first time repping, his second time repping, and they did really good showing out there for being new to the league, but at least picking up enough knowledge to be able to go out there. And they listened to Bill and I, and they had questions they asked, so they did a really good job out there.
One thing I will say too about the Scoonies is something we've definitely struggled with our team this year. But you can joke about it or not. I know last week we talked about how they were going to have 3 new people coming that they'd never met before. But they always put out like 12 to 14 players every week, and every week it seems like they put out a different team. So, mad props to them for being able to get new people into the league and get them to play. So, good job on that, other Sean.
Fake Sean.
All right, moving on to YSC 1 at 7 p.m. The D-Holes deny the home loans 13-6.
Well played, man.
This was a pick 'em last week, right? He was the only one. Everybody, yeah. I won't say it was much of a
It's your
surprise.
guys' first win, right?
I think I was more surprised at the score, even though it was really close game on paper. It doesn't surprise me that the D-Holes won, especially after getting clowned on last week. I'm sure had a little bit of
first
extra
win in what, 3
bulletin board
weeks?
material.
Apparently the mic's not picking up a lot, so I got to talk about it here now.
Oh, yeah.
It was first win in 3-ish weeks.
Something like that. Yeah.
We made a change basically. We moved Cedric up to catcher, take my spot, and I'm moving out to pitcher.
Replaced.
We got Hathaway playing, so that's nice. Hold on a second, we got a mic transfer here.
Ooh, nice.
Yours
would
is
you say you got
bedazzled now.
So you got replaced at catcher.
By yourself?
Is this able to?
He just walked away. He's not going to answer me.
Yeah, he's
Are we
running
on
the
here?
lead now. Oh,
I
Great thing
hear you.
about
in the
radio,
monitor.
You can hear me in the monitor?
can't
Okay,
see
good.
He's not doing it. Why are you taking your pants off?
It's way more. Dude, it's hot in here.
He said he had
These lights are warm.
no, it's not nap time.
More belt buckles. But yeah, so we moved Cedric to catcher. He's faster than I am. That's great. He's got good reflexes.
His throw's a little wild though.
He did have some wobbly throws in the beginning of the year, but we just kept keeping him up, kept supporting him, and let him figure it out. Keep throwing. He's going to keep coming back. We're going to keep letting him come back to whoever. We don't want him to stop doing what he's doing.
He seems to bring a lot of good energy.
And he's great energy. Speaking of energy, home loans played great too. Sam, Gage, Daniel, Wilson from their team, those guys are all real stellar players.
Wilson, he's the Red Lion door guy, right?
Yeah, Red Lion door guy. Played center field for them. He gunned down Hathaway at home plate from center field, hit him on the run.
Yeah.
But I'd say on the run, it was like Hathaway was jogging from
trot
third.
From second-hand.
Yeah, he was just like,
It was more of
what
a
the hell is
trot.
this? Oh, God, it's a ball. Never mind, I got hit. Never mind, I'm out. But yeah, it was they're a lot of fun. They're great people. I talked with Daniel throughout the whole game when I was over doing first base, and talked with Gage and Miles and Wilson after the game for a good 45 minutes. They're real smart, real eager to learn. They're accepting of constructive criticism. They wanted to know more about the shifting in the game, anything that they can do with their lineups or anything. Just they wanted constructive criticism. They loved playing. We loved playing them.
That's good.
It was a lot of fun.
By the way, look at this schedule here. I have no idea. It's like first win in 5 weeks. That was just the hard game of the week.
Yeah, something like that. Well, I mean, we're playing top 10 teams.
Yes, it was a good time for.
Oh, I think we'll discuss that if we're talking top 10 teams.
I wish I had
I
that
see Johnny's in there, and we'll discuss that later.
They were a top 10 team at the time.
Maybe week 2.
Looks like my team might see you in the tournament.
So the only notes,
You could only be so lucky. Or maybe we could only be so lucky.
the only notes we had on this game were that Sam had a double play.
Oh, hold on.
Sounds boring.
But before we get too far, there were only 2 games that didn't have notes. So great job, everyone, on making notes.
Notes.
No, I know. That's why I said, like, in the book, there were only
These
2
aren't
games
official
that
notes.
didn't
These
have
must be
notes.
fake
So
news.
Yeah, I sent these to Stacey.
The printout you gave me, the print is so small I can't fucking
Dude,
see it.
you know what? First of all, shout out to my wife, Erin Adams. Look how big that print is. Look how great this
He's only saying that just
sorry that your guys'
because
vision
he got
is
his own.
inferior to my eagle vision.
I need the,
Story of my life.
I need the blown up version of magnifying glass.
I can pass mine around.
So, yeah, quick. I sent these to Stacey. I don't know if she's going to upload them to the site or not. But I told you about Wilson throwing out half at home. Cedric, base clearing double in the 3rd inning. So he tried to take an extra base, got put out there. My wife, Megan, awesome place kick behind Rover and in front of left field in the 7th or 8th. Kept our lineup going. Gage, Daniel, Wilson are super fast, loads of potential. I mean, these guys, if they want to keep a team together, they're going to be awesome in a couple of years.
I already hear Chris Neverby's trying to recruit Wilson for next year.
Don't go there, Wilson. Stay with your guys. Build your own team. Build your own legacy. And then Sam, our Sam, D-hole Sam, he had an opportunity for a triple play in the 8th inning. Messed up tagging Sam, home loan Sam, on second base. Touched the bag. Went to go to first. He took off.
Like a standing triple play?
Yeah, it would have been almost a standing triple play.
Ryan Gaines, RIP.
Yeah. It's not dead yet. But yeah, he then Sam's home loan Sam took off, and then our Sam gunned him down going to 3rd, and that was really it. Sam got the 3rd out the very next kick. So. Yeah, Sam on Sam crime. It was really weird typing it all out too.
It's okay. You probably did better than half these. There's a lot of spell errors in these notes.
All right.
Fair.
It's like I wrote it.
So moving on to YSC 2 at 5 p.m. The Corksuckers usurped Empire 21-3. Dropped the 20 spot. Yeah.
I will say I was lucky enough to turn around at just the right moment as Ray is rounding second for the inside the park home run.
Yeah.
Nice.
Best thing I've seen in a while.
Yeah. Notes on this game: Josh ran all 3 bases off a dropped infield pop-up and only got tagged at home.
Oh, that's tragic.
Big kick by Will in the 4th off left fielder's fingertips to score 2. Ben's double in the 1st scored 2 runs. Brendan's double in the 3rd scored 2. Ray with the infield home run in the 4th inning. Ooh. Kylie doing a great job moving runners and finding gaps. Ben followed Ray with a grand slam.
I don't remember doing any of that.
Yeah.
Like, you were all over the place out there.
I'll say this. I've known Ray for a long time. He's very unassuming on the field, but, man, he has a really good kick.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the funny thing is it's the Corksuckers in general just kind of like to lay back and downplay everything. You know, you
Yeah.
have Ben and Clint were in their triangle. They're a great triangle. So it's very tricky.
Yeah.
No, 62.
They fast forwarded 2 weeks. Oh, we know who you are.
They got to get closer.
You're going to have to cross faces in this stream.
Yeah. Seriously. We need more detail.
YSC 2 at 7. Go ahead and deny that.
Okay, well, just somebody doesn't know how to turn their silly phone off. Just got to
Well,
mute that noise.
There we go. YSC 2 at 7 p.m. Here we go. Brutang closes down Johnny's 6-4. And only one person got this again, right?
That would be gentleman to my left, Mr.
Good job.
Put some respect on that Brutang name.
Right.
This one,
I think
wow.
that would be the best way for me to make a comeback in the picks is just let everybody else pick the wrong team.
So your strategy is to pick the winning team. Smart.
So I would say this is somewhat surprising, especially based on the picks. But at the same time, it brewed one of my semi-discussion questions of being, is Johnny's really a top 12 team? We can get to that later because that's something I definitely want to address. But the score is very unsurprising on the two paths that these teams are taking over the last 2 years. Brutang's on a rocket shot to the moon, and Johnny's is sliding into the drunk tank, hit the current. The notes on this one: nice double dropped by left field for Dalton in the 7th, and lovely home run inside the park by Fry in the 4th inning. So, just continuing killing it. Fry, do you have any insights on the game this week?
Did you moon anybody?
That was a disgusting sport.
Well, I
Sorry,
think
Brutang sponsors. About your luck, like everyone else.
I think Johnny is a really good team. So on that note,
But are they top 12 good, Fry?
I think so.
Okay.
So, however, I think Brutang Clan have this character of never saying die, and we don't mind playing from behind. So we do not feel pressure, and we handle pressure very well. And then we pile on pressure on the other team by staying in it and just applying pressure when we smell blood, we go for it. So I can say that I'm impressed by my teammates, and so this is a reflection on how I see them, and I just ride along with them, and I try to do what I can do.
Clearly, you got in the park home run.
Yeah,
Was it
they
a double bunt? Were they chasing you?
So they fielded for a bunt, came in, because that's pretty much what I do, or so they think. And then I kicked it for the fence. And so,
Little bait and switch.
Yep.
I will say this about Brutang. After getting my butt stomped by him last week, I think what really sets them apart than some of these other teams in the middle of the pack is they have a lot of team energy.
Yeah. Start to finish, no matter what.
I feel like that's all David. He's
I
really
can't speak on Johnny's team energy, but I consistently see Brutang. I know David and Sonia and a handful of those guys. They all seem to pick each other up. There's not a lot of negativity going on, and it reflects on how they've been playing.
Based on the Facebook post, I'm sure all of Johnny's energy is 100% positive.
I think Austin carries most of that positive energy by himself.
Yeah. It's the blonde in him.
Yeah. Sorry, one more thing. So I was talking to Kerry on Johnny's, and they're a good team. Just looking at them, and they have ability. But so she told me she doesn't know what's going on this year. And I was like, maybe they kind of became elite in their heads. They have the ability, but I don't think they're used to being rattled. So there's a little bit of character going on there, but they're a really good team. Just wanted to add
Are
that.
they elite or Joe Flacco elite?
Well, if you listen to Bryson, there are levels to this thing, and they have 4 players that are more elite than any of Brutang's players. Mm-hmm. Like I said, I'm not so sure, and as it turns out, there are levels to this thing, and Brutang is a level higher than Johnny's.
By 2.
Thank you all today.
Thank you, Brian.
I will say, I think it was either the first or second inning, or it might have been the third. They went through the lineup, bases loaded, and Austin's up, and he tries to bunt.
Why
foul ball.
Getting too cute.
I'm one of those people. I just try not to lose my shit, and I'm just like Shane, what the fuck? What is he doing? And he looks at me. He's like, I don't know. And I was like, well, throw something at him. Like, pick up your speaker and just hit him with it. Just do something. Maybe shake something right in his head.
Yeah.
I think it's game time stuff. It happened. That same thing happened later on in the sword game. Bases loaded, 2 outs, and the guy comes up. He got a good kick, and he literally just places a very soft bunt. The catcher walks up, grabs it, ends the inning at home plate.
That has worked like a couple times, but it seems like it's maybe
You gotta really
1 in
see,
10.
Like, literally, the catcher took one step, picked the ball.
Yeah.
It was like bad.
Yeah. I think
that wasn't
I think
bases
sometimes
loaded,
the
though.
team, you don't have that team talking. You don't know what's going on. The guy didn't realize bases were loaded.
Yeah,
2 outs.
Red Lion has done it, and Jared's done it. And before that, I think it was Channel 6 that did it, if I'm remembering right.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yep.
But back to that game, I talked to Matt from Empire. There's a couple plays at close to home play that went against Johnny's way. They weren't happy about it, but he said, I was turned by it. He said those were the right calls. Afterwards, he asked Harbor Life, not that he needs confirmation of the right calls, the audience there, were those the right calls at the home plate being called out? They said, yeah, they're the right calls. So
I think, yeah. I mean, this game was obviously very close. I heard Johnny's loaded the bases a couple times and just couldn't kick people in.
this game bunts.
Yeah. Well, no, I think there was another one too.
That whole stepping over the line when you kick foul ball, that throws everyone off.
Yep.
Yeah. Especially if it's a playable ball. And it's
Yeah.
like an automatic out somewhere. It's like,
I like that though. In City Ball, it's a dead ball, which is just annoying.
That drives me goddamn crazy when City League refs, they're like, foul ball, dead ball. It's like, it can't be both. It has to be one or the other. But yeah, I know I like ours. I like it's a live ball. I think more teams need to take advantage of those over-the-plate foul balls. I don't see too many people tagging up on them and making plays off of them. They do happen, but I think it could be a little more dynamic.
Yeah.
What do you say we press on?
Yeah. So moving on. No notes on this game.
I don't know if there were no notes or the board redacted them.
I saw some threat of permabans out there.
All right.
Here we go. YSC 3 at 5 p.m.
Here we go.
Kansas Tree Care turns the Rockets into the Challenger. 27
Ouch. Too soon. Too soon.
It's been 25 years. Yeah, this is 25 years.
It's been 35.
35 years. It's okay to joke about it.
So I guess,
I thought it was apt.
yeah.
Proceed.
Trying to be a challenger. Wow.
I can't wait for the KVKL 2035 podcast when you're making 9/11 jokes.
Well, I thought the moratorium was up on that.
I don't know.
Congrats on winning the Hate Fuck Kickball Award.
Yeah.
This got the hate fuck of the week.
Yeah. Anger bang, and that's not an award that KTC usually wins.
Yeah.
So East
Kansas Tree
Talk
Care.
about community college winning the Hate Fuck Kickball.
We're not hate fucking anybody anymore.
It was, well, this
Semi-friendly.
one wasn't so. It was more of
Contentious.
irritation, I think.
Like poison ivy.
Yeah, poison ivy, you're waking up, slapping yourself, bleeding, just like wanting to get rid of it, get out of it.
yeah.
And it
It
won't go away.
was, yeah. But I know at least personally, that was one of the few times I hated playing kickball. It was just trash. With the pitcher throwing overhand a couple times, just as kind of like a, funny thing. It's, you can feel like doing it a couple times or even like one time through the lineup. I'm perfectly fine with that. I don't care. It doesn't affect me that much. But like when you do it for 3 innings straight and you're just delaying the game, like I have better things to do with my time than stand here and pretty much just grab a ball, throw it back, grab the ball, throw it back. I mean, it wasn't like they were like bouncy. It was 2 bounce pitches.
Yeah,
Balls in the City League.
that's an on-field thing.
Even those in City League are
Too high.
those are a lot more kickable.
Yeah.
These were just like,
Well, the refs have to replace the pitchers when they do stuff like that continuously. And I actually thought it was kind of funny because I think Lou said that he kicked one of those. He smashed one of those.
Oh, yeah.
And it was because he didn't want to get walked. But there are actually no walks in KBKL, so it's like that underscores the reason why the refs are basically just supposed to replace the pitcher if that kind of stuff is going on.
I just feel bad for Jordan because she was the home plate ref.
Yep.
And you could just tell, like, kind of like the shock. She's like, I don't know what to do. Like, do I go out there? I mean, kind of hoping that their own team would have replaced her, but at the same time, talking to some of them, like, they seemed like they were having a decent time.
I'd say telling secrets off air earlier, I thought the same thing. If I was in left field and I've been watching this go down and I'm melting in the sun at 100-degree temperature, I think I'd be more grumpy about my pitcher doing that as well than being on the other team having to take multiple pitches.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I don't want to over litigate this because the board is talking about this kind of stuff anyway. But I'm glad you guys won and that you won in a mercy rule, so you got out of there as quick as you could.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Mic's off.
Is it really?
No.
Here's the call.
I just want to shout out the KTC girls. I think we kicked 6 spots. I mean, Kansas Street Carrot girls, sorry. And all the girls just killed it. Everybody.
Did Angela play a full game today?
She switched just to be safe with the foot, but I mean, literally all the girls had amazing kicks, line drives, bunts, everything. Actually, I don't think we bunted hardly at all.
I think we did have an all-girls triangle at one point.
Yeah. Yeah, I played some third. It was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
that part of it. Anyway.
I actually, Liz sent me notes on this thing.
Mike's here. That was the first I heard your
in the
voice.
league. Don't sell her short.
Stats is where he comes in.
She's pretty sure Rockets had ladies in the 1 and 2 in the kicking spots. Love that.
Oh, yeah. I think it was their one kicker. Just about burnt our outfielder.
Nice.
It was. I'm terrible with names, but she was much taller than me, which isn't saying much. But yeah, she definitely had a leg on her.
Liz also said, don't know the right fielder's name, but he wore a bandana, had a great kick in the first. We had an equally great catch for the out, but he should still get props for the kick. Someone later in the game kicked a rocket to Cassie at shortstop. She had a phenomenal catch of a really great kick.
Just tossed him up and kicked him.
Matt Mike was solid in center field. Won't be surprised if he gets poached.
Yeah, that guy is insanely good.
Yep.
Yeah, I just want to say the Rockets score sheet apparently did not get on,
Disappeared.
and the scanner was like acting up and like spitting shit out, and I had to like redo things so many times. I think it just got lost in the shuffle. It had nothing to do with what went on. I swear, I didn't even know until Katie told me. So I apologize.
Allegedly.
Says there's nothing to see.
I was going to say, and then what did the copy machine just like puff up?
Right. It was the Mission Impossible score sheet. It just exploded after
Well,
5
our
seconds.
scanner is very sensitive. It does not like dust on the score
She's
sheets,
over here
and so
going, oh no, it fell into the
I will.
shredder.
Fuck you, Derek. I will try to get that like
no,
up
it's
on
on
the.
fire.
However, we can fix that. We'll try to get that done this week.
Yeah.
So my bad. Sorry.
On a side
love you,
note,
Stacey.
Stacey also had a bonfire last night.
I'm not going to read all of them because there's quite a bit actually, but Liz generally just wanted to say that the Kansas Streaker gals played awesome, and
They are the number 1 seed. I imagine their ladies play awesome all the
yeah,
time.
and the
Salt in that wound, eh?
most of the Rockets carried themselves pretty well.
All right, moving on. YSC 3 at 7 p.m. Redlegs outlast Asteroid Head 30-21.
Is that our highest scoring game of the year?
I think it is. I do want to jump
Clearly
real quick
zero
to the
defense
notes that it said that great offense, both teams, lots of hard line drives, gap kicking, not much bunting. Asteroid played 9 and had a few more big props in the outfield, but mostly great defense on both sides. I would like to know how there was great defense on both sides in a 51 run.
Yeah, it's clearly an oxymoron.
By the way, I correct myself. This is not the most combined runs all season long because with week 2, Harpies beat Lakers 40-14.
All right,
So they scored 54 runs as opposed to
351.
51.
I mean, but still, Asteroid Head, we've said it like every podcast for the last 15 years. Like they're such an up and down team, and clearly they have the chops to do offense.
I can't wait to get upset by them this week.
Just
You know it's coming.
well,
you know it's
I mean,
coming.
it's great defense with 9. Just imagine when they have 10.
Yeah.
Right.
No, you get lopsided. Once you get too many, you're like,
Oh yeah, that's why they're playing 9. I get it.
I mean, we played them week 1, and I think they beat us 20-1, 20-2.
It's 16-1.
Yeah, then
Mine's only 20.
they had another game where they beat somebody 21 to whatever though.
And
So that was a wind out game.
Both games they had 10
historically,
defense
I think
players.
Yeah, that
I
was
think
it.
out of our last 4 games, we beat them, and this one, it was our number. They stomped us. I think they're doing really well this year, all things considered.
And somehow, like, there's a weird one against Button Ground. They get shut out 9-0.
Yeah, it's so bizarre.
That's so fast.
That is the one game that has completely fucked up the middle of the rankings.
I love it. I love
Right
hearing
now,
that.
they're 4-4.
Yeah, 4-4, correct.
YSC 4 at 5 p.m. The Drop Stoppers edge the Ghosts, allegedly 9-8.
The three-game losing streak by Drop Stoppers gets snapped.
This was a really good game. Neither team played to their rank. They played much better than that. T pulled up lame, like in the middle of the game, but he kept playing. It was like
he pulled a hammy in the 5th.
Yeah, he was like hobbling around the bases, and I think he just kept on scoring when he was on, even though he was like sort of walk running half speed, and so much so that the Ghost started wondering if he was just faking it.
Dude, when a couple weeks ago in Rockets beat us, Elliott pulled his calf, and he barely could walk to the base, and he was 5'5".
Yeah,
That's a testament how bad our offense was that particular game.
or weird
Love it when you
kickballers.
pile on, Derek. It's so sexy.
I will say I did see T playing first. He had 2 of them that, I mean, just rocketed at him. First one kind of popped into the air, dropped it, but I think someone was covering first and threw it, and then the next one caught it. I think he might have had a double play, or at least threw it to the second base. But I mean, it was.
That was a weird one too. They ended up not doubling up at second, I think, but then they got the runner at third because they left early.
Yeah,
So it was a
okay.
double play, but part of it was the runner's fault.
Yeah, I just happened to look over and like see a couple pretty hard kickballs straight to him.
Yeah, there was a lot of good defense in this game. Some good gap kicking, not a lot of errors, a ton of close plays at first. So this really could have gone either way. No, stay seated.
I also, excuse me. Also, shout out to Chloe. I heard he blew his ACL at Thursday, Kansas City League. That's that's Drop Stopper's catcher.
Yeah.
So it's good that they pulled off a win. It was his Achilles.
Achilles,
My bad.
yeah.
My bad. Even
Yeah,
worse.
he got pet cemeteried.
Yeah.
I will say, if you guys have ever heard of an Achilles snap,
Yes.
it is terrible.
I was there when
I don't wanna
that
think about
JP
it.
happened. I was repping third base, and it literally sounded like somebody broke a 2x4.
I've heard it twice, and
Yeah. So I mean, for them to pull out having a key spot missing is, it's a damn good win.
Pressing forward, YSC 4 at 7 p.m. Red Lions sends the assets through a time warp, 22-3. and I did cover that -9.5. So
Yes, she did.
sir.
It was a fun game. Todd is out, and Aaron, our third baseman, was wasted.
Yeah.
He kept on forgetting to cover third. But he played pretty good for as drunk as he was besides. It was Austin kicked a 3-run homer in the first, and Vaughn kicked one in the second, and after that it was kind of cruise control. But Assets had some really good plays and kicks too. They punted one out to deep right past Alex and got in a couple few runs there. I think that's where they got the first 2. I can't remember. But it was a fun game. I did not have to sleep in the car, so bonus.
I will say you like to use that excuse. Oh, whoever was so drunk. That's like one of those things I was telling Nicole. I was like, believe me, we want to play them early because as the time goes on, yeah, they may get more drunk, but they get better.
Yeah,
that's the
right.
scary part.
It's like bowling.
Yeah.
Seeing, maybe it's because this is Aaron's first year on the team, but seeing sober Aaron and drunk Aaron, I think sober Aaron's better, but we'll work that out of him.
Well, I mean, but are you looking at them while you're
Aaron's
drunk or
way
while
more
you're sober?
The only other note that was omitted here is Nick Lerner kicks ball to first base for the first out. Wow.
Yeah, he
So I
punted
just
one.
read that like Owen Wilson, but yeah, that's really surprising.
Yeah.
Nick Lerner kicking the ball to first.
So yeah, late in the game we got to switch around and try different positions and stuff like that. Kicking Assis was doing some of that too. So little experimentation later in the game.
Did you play big game hat ball?
Not exactly. We just mostly the gals wanted to play certain positions. I did get to pitch to Marisa though. That was fun.
How's that, Marisa?
He got me out.
It was
in
the car.
Yeah, I probably should have stayed a little bit longer at Alex's kickball clinic or his kicking clinic on Saturday, and then I probably would have done a better job. We were playing with, like, had we played with the team that we played with when we were against Ghost, it would have been, we would have had a lot more scores. We were missing, like, there was only one person in the outfield that actually played the outfield. I mean, we had Colton out there, but that also meant we're taking our best player out of the infield.
And Colton played good, but he fucking dropped one in the
He
outfield.
did drop one.
Also, I should note really quickly, Neverview was actively trying to recruit Colton during the game.
Love it.
And then Shant's our catcher. He's just, every week, he's getting, like, so much better and better. Like, he's a really good at that catching position, and he can also play in the outfield, too. But we didn't have our third baseman. Like I said, we didn't have, like, one of our best girls. And so it was just, I mean, we just kind of had this for fun. As long as it wasn't a shutout, then it was just like, okay, now just, talk a little bit of shit and have fun. And we were playing against our old team captain, Ben Wright, who made, it was so sad.
I was like,
We had-
I saw him a couple weeks ago, and I literally had to do a double take. I was like, holy crap, you're back in town.
Yeah, so I forgot who it was. I think it was John, maybe. He, like, kicked it really well. His kicks were great. He did go to
Deep
to
right
Alex's-
center.
Yeah. So it was deep right center, and Ben Wright comes around and just barely with fingertips grabs it up center. And I was like, really, man? You couldn't just let that drop? Like, come on. But it was a really great catch. So John had really great kicks. Our girl Taryn, she was the only girl to score, and her family was there from South Dakota, so she was super excited about that.
Nice.
So yeah, it was fun. But fuck off.
Fuck on, baby.
Sleeping in the car still might be an option.
All right, so YSC 5 at 5 p.m. Jazz House left the KBC Tropics singing the blues 13-11.
Astros.
This game is under protest and being reviewed by the board.
All I gotta say about this game is this. KBC had the lead. There was a couple errors there by Jazz House, made about 4-0. And then at one point it was 9-2 in the sixth inning, and then the meltdown. Just error after error with drops, not knowing where to go with the ball in the infield.
See, you were up 9-2 in the sixth?
Yes. And then
Jeez.
the meltdown.
That is a big drop.
Meltdown.
I mean, it's hot in the tropics.
So it's
It's,
just hot in the tropics, and
Not a fun fuck.
Yeah.
no
Drop it
excuse
like it's
there.
hot.
The center fielder, or Captain Ryan, he was out of town, Arizona. Right fielder was MIA. Where the hell he is, I don't know. Either way, no excuse. The KC Stars could not respond. Had one run lead, 1 point, but
I was kind of expecting to get a really long email from you this week.
No, that'll be this week.
it was from my assistant Kevin Matt.
Yeah.
He was the standing captain last Sunday. Yeah.
Yep.
But not from me. So, nope, he did all that.
Yeah. Well, I think everybody thought this was going to be a close game, so there's that. And it's really not a bad showing. You guys are roughly in the same spot in the rankings. So.
So you guys are both 4-4.
Yeah,
Yep.
they're first year team, so you can't. Anybody get really down on them? No, not really. Yeah, it sucks that 6-1 with the meltdown, but no, you can't get really down on them. So.
Well, if the result stands, what's going to be said is that it was all just bad juju from last week against Potchwash.
Agreed.
Press on, buddy.
YSC 5 at 7 p.m. The Harpies made our bar pay for the pizza 25-13.
Pizza, goddamn pizza. Let's just get to the game itself. Almost 2 grand blasts by Grant for Harpies. There was one that was like a 3 RKI inside the park home run, and one that was almost another 2-run home run. but it went over the fence. After one bounce, it was a run.
Ground rule triple.
Ground rule triple. Thank you. So almost 2 grand class. And then at one point, the Art had the lead. It was like 5-4 in the third inning, and then Harpies they saw red and they poured. But yes, the pizza. Stacy, thank you for reviving that from 2013 to you guys and Space Pussy and the longest game I've ever read. It took 2 hours.
He always says it's like a bad thing. I'll say this right now.
2 hours.
If anybody wants to bring me a pizza at any game, I'm welcoming it.
Yeah, as soon as I realized Cougar was going to ref that game, I'm like, oh, hell yeah. We're having pizza delivered. And we brought some of our old retired players back out of retirement. So we had Josh.
It was more than some.
We had three out of retirement. Josh Davis, who was one of our OGs, he played from the beginning. He was my co-captain. He came back, and his first kick, he was able to bring his son in to score. Will Davis, our center fielder, is Josh's son. And then we had Elizabeth Laufer, who played, who is our catcher, Will Laufer's mom. So they got to play together. And then we had one of our legacy players, Toby, come out and play. And they played several innings. And, I mean, Josh got on, I think, 3 times. And I don't know how many times he kicked. No, actually, his first one, he flew out, but he got 2 RKIs. So, yeah, it was just so much fun all around. Thank you for being a good sport about the pizza this time.
I took that a lot better than I did.
You totally did.
It was such a long game between you guys' Space Pussy. And then you do in the middle of the game, I'm like, are you kidding me? In the middle of a long game, you're ordering pizza and we're delaying the game?
We're going to have to figure out a...
I wasn't mad, I was just like...
He wasn't mad. He was seething is what he was.
You're correct, because he still seemed angry years later.
Yeah, but this time, I saw last Sunday, I just laughed. I'm like, oh, this is hilarious.
Yeah.
I took it a lot better because of the tribute to 2013 over there at Holcomb Labs.
Yeah.
So
this is one of the most fun games we have played in a long, long time.
By the way, from 2013, I forgot, you guys shared the whole dugout.
We did.
How? I have no idea. 28, 30 people in a single dugout.
That was the before times.
Yeah.
We were allowed to do that.
Yeah, before COVID time.
So, Stacy, with all this family dynamic going on, how many more years before you get to play with all 3 of your sons?
Next year.
Next year. Nice.
Yes. Elliot will be 18 next year.
And I believe Max is still 20, so don't give him any booze, right?
Right, yeah.
No booze for Max.
We're going to have to figure out a new way to aggravate you, Cougar, if
Yeah,
the pizza's
and
not working anymore. I'm ordering a fucking 6-foot sub and having it delivered to the mound by a stripper.
90 packs of PBR.
Every day is another one. Don't you all think, what's another way, find a way to piss off Cougar? You guys always scheme.
It's so easy.
I was going to say,
You
yeah,
guys always like scheming.
I was going to say, I think you probably should have got the largest pizza from Papakino's.
Yeah, that would have, yeah.
And then it's just like everyone, come out and just kind of take pieces.
Yeah. I will say our bar was such a good sport, and they, I hopefully had as much fun as we did. So
Did you give them a heads up that you're ordering pizza, or was it just like blanket surprise?
a few of their players knew, and the rest were like, "What the hell's going on?" And then they were totally like, "Okay, whatever."
I laughed immediately. I seen that song, I just laughed. I know it.
Yeah.
I laughed.
I think that we should start a new tradition, a 7th inning pizza.
Also, love your shirt, Stacy. Yeah. Cougar, it would disturb you to know how much I think about you in all sorts of ways.
Yeah.
Not just how to aggravate you, but moving on.
YSC 6 at 5 p.m. Triple X compresses young spine 22-5. The only notes I had on this one were Ian top of the 6th RKI and in the park home run with 2 outs.
Triple X is rounding into form, though.
Yeah. So that sounds like sports fan.
Mm-hmm.
And Sam was here for the game, I assume.
Seems like he's been at most of the...
Seems to be like when they win, he's there. So.
Yeah, I think he's made most of the recent ones.
Yeah, no, turn it on. I mean, coming into the tournament, getting closer to the tournament, seems like Triple X has finally turned that corner and playing to where they should be playing.
Maybe they can roll and take the Twain this year.
Maybe. I mean, preseason rankings be damned. Did anybody else see this game?
Sadly, no. I was over on 8.
All right.
I do want to thank Thomas Joel for offering to take the trash stuff out to YSC 5 through 8 since people were super fucking late coming to grab it.
Yeah, thanks,
I was
Thomas.
told somebody on 8, and they're like, "You're supposed to get it." No, you're supposed to get it. And we're like, "Well."
Whoops.
Yeah.
I looked at that. My team was, in a sense, fine.
Actually, so
We played it.
I just figured out a way to solve the KBC Tropics Jazz House issue. I'm just gonna forfeit Jazz House for not picking up their trash bin.
I like it. Easy. Thank you.
Diplomatic. All right. No insights, nothing. I did not get to see this game, so sorry, AC. Send me some notes next week on everything. I'll read all of it.
I will say this, one thing that's cool about XXO is they always play like a walk-up song and so forth. One of them is Havana Viva.
Hey, nice.
Those with Jewish beat. I heard it the last week as a chat. I'm like, oh, this is awesome. I love that song.
L'chaim.
Right.
YSC 6 at 7 p.m. Post House cruises by the late fees, 31-6.
Not a shutout.
Yeah, this was one of your plethora of shutout
One we
calls.
got right was Kenny against Rocket.
You should have called for a Simon home run. He's due. It's been like
I
4 weeks.
I think he's kicked one in half the games now.
Yeah,
Exactly
I know
half.
he's got 4 out of the 8 games he's played, but he had a 3 or 4 week drought.
Yeah.
Simon home run in the top of the second. Richard ball bouncing over the fence triple. Nice. Santos caught the ball with his face. Clearly not the first time he's done that. Threatening with assault charges.
That definitely sounds like possible.
Both captains yielded the run rule at the behest of the officials. I assume they didn't write that, and elected to keep playing. Santos had 4 triples.
Which is
Clearly, he was very
insane.
upset about getting hit in the face with that ball. Post House alone has several balls over the fence. No surprise there. Miller, nice kick in the bottom of the 7th. Bryson ate grass, dropped the GR, and welcome to 2022.
Oh, I caught some of this game, and the whole no-fly zone for him, bullshit. I'm pretty sure he was the sole reason why they gave up at least 3 runs.
Yeah.
Because I know he dropped that one,
Would
you know,
you
trying to
venture
make
to
a.
say Bryson was the reason that Cougar missed his shutout call?
I mean, maybe a good portion of it. I mean,
That's a yes from the panel.
but not only, I'm pretty sure this is the same inning too. Dropped the ball, and so I think it like loaded up bases. Had a fly ball to him. Terrible throw home. I mean, wasn't even close.
Was
Didn't
it
even
like
give
Johnny Damon style? Like just kind of noodle armed?
Yeah, I mean, it was just like way off to the right. Like
I got an
and, like-
insider tip about Bryson. He's pretty good hands on defense, but he cannot throw the ball in. So if you're finding
Sounds
yourself
like me.
out there,
well, I don't even know
lace it out
about.
to him and then just tell your runners to run.
I don't even know about can catch the ball pretty well
that's
because
here that-
that was an easy catch.
Does he play
And-
right field?
No, he was playing center.
Center?
Yeah, so
Yeah, he has to do the big like soccer ball hook like goalie throw, so he doesn't get a lot of
The
Santos.
directional distance.
Yeah, Santos.
Or the Santos. sorry.
yeah, which doesn't really make sense because he's how big? I mean, what 6, whatever.
Something like
Well,
that.
he didn't have gloves on,
To his credit, I don't think he's worn gloves all season.
which it can tell. Maybe Bryson, you probably should put the gloves back on.
Bring back the gloves. Bring back the gloves. If nothing else, it'll give us something to make fun of him for.
Yeah, well, and then on top of that, seen him kick and had one that, I mean, went like, 10 feet in the air straight to like the third baseman. It was just trash. So, kind of a little bit of payback.
I mean, but he's clearly the best player in the league.
Yeah. Best player in the league, makes a bunch of drop balls, crappy kicks, it happens.
There's levels to it.
Yeah, there's levels.
Multiple levels.
Depending on what league you're playing in. I don't necessarily say KVKL level, maybe a little bit lower, maybe Kansas City League. I don't know. Just going to throw that out there.
Wow. Kenny's first appearance on this podcast. Great. Salty. Nicole, please allow him to come to more podcasts.
Hot
Yeah.
Take Tuesday is a
Oh yeah, sorry, I'm just
Big up.
I'm just stating facts.
This is Kenny the Jets no-fly zone.
yeah.
I take sole responsibility for the guest on my right.
Moving on to YSC 7 at 5 p.m. Harbor runs the Beavers dry, 27-7.
It's your worst one yet.
Could have gone all the way with just dry humps.
Third baseman is awesome and real athlete, super nice. Beavers brought it, very impressed, great game. I ref this game, and I am very intrigued to see at which top 10 team the third baseman for the Beavers plays for next year, because he will not be playing for this team. There's no marking my words. That's just a spoiler alert, Cougar. So you better tell the good Cougars to start planning on a new third baseman, because that kid...
Yeah, like don't listen to me.
I really wish that was your team name. The Good Cougars.
The good
That
Cougars.
is their team. That's their unofficial
Why would they
moniker.
listen to me?
I like it.
I'm not a team no more.
To spite you.
Because you're the legacy captain.
So many emails.
You know what we're gonna do too when I'm actually gonna take the Beavers and KBC Tropics KVKL individual pages and force them onto one page.
Nice.
So,
So who is this third baseman for? I haven't seen any game from both Beavers. I apologize.
Brett, yeah, I
Brett?
think his name's Brett.
Don't be
he's-
advertising it.
No, yeah, it's out there now.
Well, you guys looking to replace
Once you
Todd?
see it, you can't unsee it. Great hands, phenomenal speed, like played third, and even if it's his first year, I would have never known that he'd at least played City League for multiple years by the way he played. I know he got hurt, tweaked his knee or his ankle overrunning first base because he was so goddamn fast. He hit the backside of first base, beating out a throw from second on an infield kick. But the Beavers did well. As an outside observer, the only advice that I would give to the Beavers would be to definitely listen to what the other team is requesting when you're pitching.
I think this is like a multi-week thing now.
Yeah, this is the official, like, hey guys, if no one else is gonna say it, Uncle Sean will say it.
Oh no, I'm totally about saying that type of stuff.
Mostly because we play you guys in a couple weeks, so I just like for my team to get some good kicks.
Yeah, well, that probably also means they're just waiting for the right ref to come along.
Yeah, but definitely Harbor was very nice about it and let a lot of it slide. But definitely, that was the
that's very surprising to hear. But yeah,
I mean,
I feel like there'd be a lot of retaliation. Cal just like humming it in there. Like,
there
oh,
was
I can see that.
definitely some discussion amongst the teams about what to do, and then, to be fair, that discussion was completely ignored. But
I would have
will
done the
give
same
them
thing.
All the credit in the world, not a single overhand pitch.
Shots fired. I say it's
So you're saying kickable?
everything's in good fun, but you also got to be able to read the room. It's at some point it's clearly like there's issues that are happening. You got to be able
there's
to
that
adjust.
learning curve of they
There's
don't
no
know
learning
how
curve. It's
to
a
read the
kicker's
room.
lead. You just say, "Hey, I want this
Yeah.
pitch." There's
So
no.
this is just
curve
your
to learn.
reminder, definitely. if
Well,
the
who
kicker
was
asks.
reffing this game? Were you reffing?
I was at first base.
Who was home ref?
Seth.
Seth
He's a
Sanchez.
big softy. He
Take
would
some
never say-
control over these pitchers.
He was calling his shots in our game.
Yeah, let's talk about that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, YSC 7 at 7 p.m. Free State let the dogs out on Poshwash, 25-9.
Who?
Hey, we scored 9.
This is what I paid for, everybody. This is what I paid for.
Derek, don't be a
should've
dick.
brought-
Dad jokes, Davis.
I should
We
have brought my
scored 9. I was
Tasmanian
very
devil
happy
or
with this game.
Robert's
It was a
little
lot of fun.
It says that.
Free State, definitely a lot of good to great players on a good to great team. So it was a huge moral victory for our guys and gals, which I will say was outweighed by the gals than the guys. We started 6 ladies and only played 4 guys. And the ladies fucking killed it on both teams the whole game. Going to the notes, Mary at third gets to out at first. Missy, great hands with the catch. Emily with the double play. Lindsay on base. Austin calls his shot and disappoints, but got on base. He did. He redeemed himself by hitting the jackpot and donating all but 300 of it back to House of McCoy.
What a big man.
fucking big shout out to Austin.
When we were sitting on the field there, we were making sure that he knew that he could try to kick for and Clint and I were holding ours pretty wide for whatever it was. I think it was like the 10 and the 20. And he was like, no, I'm going to kick it through.
There's no
Yeah,
reason
and
not
it was
to try.
a line drive, no doubt. Off the
Oh yeah, first kick.
We should also mention that I think the pot was like $800 or something
Yeah.
like that.
Easy, yeah.
He only took $300 and he gave all the rest of it back to House McCoy.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So, thank you, Austin.
Beer in hand hurts defense. Yeah, that does. That was
So
Free State, though.
I was gonna say, why were you playing beer in hand,
This is
Sean?
like 2004, 205 GDKL beer in hand defense.
Great boot by Morgan. She got a triple, and that was not this was Morgan's third kick. She had already came up and flied out like on an over-the-shoulder grab to center in the first.
She was playing
Her
center the whole
second-
time, right?
Yeah, she started in center. Her second kick was a blast for a double, and then she absolutely fucking toasted their left fielder for a triple.
Nice.
And that was because she pulled up and we did not send her. It was a home run. Don't let it be short.
I will say that is one of my favorite things to see, and I sometimes try to pitch it quick before my outfield can get ready if I know it's a girl that can kick pretty far.
Yeah.
That way I can have Alex or whoever chase it down if they don't get burned. If they do, then I yell, toasted, and I just start laughing wildly.
I wanted to give a shout out to our teammate Alex. He had some amazing kicks and covered the left field after I couldn't handle left field anymore. And to Steven for baiting everybody to kick to right field for him by offering them money if they could kick his cup.
Yeah, so while an awesome in theory, like he kept doubling the amount, so if anyone kicked over his cup, he'd give them up to $80. But all it managed to do was make everyone overcompensate to aim at him and kick exact fucking line drives to center field like 3 feet off the ground. So it was a total waste of effort because it backfired greatly. But it was a blast seeing everyone line up in the left batter's box to try and kick it to right field and demolish it up center.
Also, if you ever need a good electrician, that Alex Johnson guy does good work.
Yeah. I'd let him rewire me any day. Okay.
I meant like a ceiling fan or something, but
Yeah.
whatever.
Outlets.
This is
plugs.
Kickball nickname Sparks.
Did you stick something in the plug that shouldn't go in there, Cougar? You can rewire it. I probably did.
Yeah. He'd stick the mail outlet in the mail outlet in this.
Get zapped.
The key is to lick your fingers first. Anyways, let's move.
YSC 8 at 5 p.m. The Honey Badgers demolished the Sacred Sword 29-7.
I called this shutout and it didn't work.
The Sacred Sword have been playing better.
Yes.
So-
Yes, they have.
They played 7 runs good against the Badgers. That sounds like a slight, but the way, from what I saw from afar most of the game, the Badgers were fucking lit, ready to go.
Well-
they were playing great defense and putting up 7 on them.
I was saying,
That's-
I was revving the game, and I think I don't have the score sheets. Nobody printed me those off. But
They weren't on the
that being
site.
said, I think they were tied going into the third or the fourth, or really close, like 5-4, or something close to that. And then at one point, the Honey Badgers just kind of, the dams broke open, and then it was more or less a wrap from them. And like, I'm not gonna say the Honey Badgers like let up, but they never really let up. They just kept playing their game, and they're a high intensity team.
Yeah.
Kenny Kimberline is always on the sidelines, hooping them up and pumping them full of gas.
Yeah.
This was the game that happened when like I said, Sword had bases loaded, maybe 1 or 2 outs, whatever it was, and the guy just rocks up, and it's like his first kick, and he just lays a soft, lazy bunt, and it was just like it ended the inning for no reason. And then he got the one, he's like, "Well, what do you mean bases were loaded?" I was like, as a ref, like I try to be friendly with everybody, and it's hard not to try to sideline coach sometimes. Like, hey, look at right fielder, he's kind of picking his nose or whatever, But
Tell him to pitch it a little bit more to the right, and then you can just kick it right over the first baseman and get a double.
But that being said, the Corey guy, it was weird. He was kind of cocky. He was like, "Oh yeah, my hammy's hurt. I'm only like 70%." Bombs went over the fence. So I don't know if he was kind of playing it up a little bit, but he said he played catcher. This is his first time playing catcher.
So wait.
Super quick.
Am I reading the notes right, then he had a ground rule triple
First-
on a bounce over the fence and then kicked one out.
I think his second kick was the triple, and he started rounding. And I had to be like, "Yo, bro, go back. It wasn't that good of a kick." And he's like, And then I think his next up to bat, I think it was a standing home run, or there was maybe another runner on there. But yeah, and I will say this: it wasn't in the notes. He actually went and fielded that ball because nobody could find it. So he ran all the way up there.
He was watching that.
Yeah.
He knew exactly where it went.
I guess Simon has a little competition then. That's what
He had some really good kicks, and if he was at 70%, I'd hate to see him at 100. That's
Well, he'd just start popping balls at that point.
yeah, at that point, yeah, fact. But I mean, I ain't gonna lie, we'll get to it later. But I mean, I'm ready to bend over for honey badgers.
All right, YSC 8 at 7 p.m. Love Garden slaps around the Jerks 20-6.
Yeah. Hold on, Mike also showed up again. It's the second time talking.
I think there's a glitch in the mic or something.
Yeah. He's looking at stats.
He's the angel on your shoulder.
He is. Can he be my devil man? I mean, I told my team going into this is like, look, this is a jerk of a team. They're going to be really mean to us. I did tell them, like, we're playing a top 5 team. They're going to put in the work. We're getting close to the tournament. They're not going to really pull back as, one would hope. They did stop bunting in the third, which was lovely. After they stopped bunting, I think we went 4 innings and we shut them down. So there's something to be said there. We're just getting old and slow. Can't keep up with these young kids.
Wait, so Mike can do something besides bunt?
No, he flied out every time.
Not surprised at all.
Well, maybe my outfielders can't catch.
They were playing really good.
They were, and I was expecting, like Walker wasn't there. I was expecting some of those bigger legs to be showing up.
Mike, 80% is unacceptable from you. What was that brought your average down?
So, I mean, that being said, we looked at it as this is just a training class. Let's work on some fundamentals. I changed the lineup a little bit. I was leading off. I think I did okay. I almost had a triple over the fence, but it fell just a little shy.
Why would you be leading off?
Yeah.
Because I'm quite literally my team's best bunter.
3 for 4. Whoa. Is that true?
It is true. No,
He's
no
deceptively
brag,
fast.
No humble. Earlier in the season,
He
when I
could
was
definitely outrun the Lawrence Police Department.
So, if you look at our first 5 games, I was kicking the 4 spot, and almost every single game, I was leading off at my first up to bat. 3 out of the 4 kicks.
So,
Smart,
as
you
a
just switched it
captain,
around.
So you're just leaning into it.
Adjust your top.
And I did adjust my top, and then when we played your team, which we spanked,
Imagine that.
I adjusted a little bit. I was putting myself in the 3 spot to try to generate a little bit more runs. My leadoff guy is still kind of nursing a calf injury, so I was like, fuck it, I'll lead off this week, and I did all right.
You have to note that Katie might have been your best outfielder.
Katie Marcus is definitely my best outfielder. We started her when we played Poshwash. We had her in left field, and she was lights out. This week she was in left as well. She only missed. She almost tracked. I don't know who kicked it, but she was at the damn near the fence, and she told me the only reason she didn't catch that one is like she kept looking at the ball, looking at the fence, and she was worried she was going to run into it. It kind of bounced on her shoulder, but she had.
She does seem accident prone. I'd be worried too.
Oh, no, not Katie, right?
She had an amazing catch in the 5th where like it kind of hit her in the chest and it bounced off, and then she fell to her knees and like dove for it, and then fingertipped it off like before it hit the dirt, and it was a big clutch out, and then she scorched your what was it Tyler? Who was your center fielder? Jake. Yeah, their defense kept switching around, but she came up the bat, and they played her a little too shallow, and she just laced it right over about 15, 20 feet. She got a double or maybe a triple. I can't remember exactly where she was on it, but yeah, she was definitely the MVP.
No MVP, no one from Love Garden.
No, I love Garden. Trash can.
Yeah. So the Love Garden was the jerks in this game? So it's the jerks versus the jerk-offs, I guess.
Pretty sure it was mainly
The
Mike
real-
that was antagonizing everything.
The real question, Derek, is did you guys get B-roll footage in the documentary, or were they like, nah, it's the same, I know it's digital, but save the film.
Yeah, the B-sides is just
This is a bye week.
Love Garden annihilating a whole bunch of
what?
teams.
It clearly was a boring game because at one point I definitely heard what's his name, Mike or Matt? Mike. Mike. He was like, this hurts my back, and he like took the camera off.
Yeah, no. For this game, they only had like the second assistant director out or something like that.
I will say, you need to
It
talk
was
to your
also hot as hell out there.
you need to talk to your camera guy and have him stand kind of behind the kicker and just run with him down first.
Yeah.
That's probably
Just
good
full
for about
sprint.
Yeah.
one inning until he
You could put him on a
Yeah.
trolley or
70
something.
pounds of gear in 100-degree weather. But no, Love Garden was great. They played really well. They clearly toned it down just a little bit for us. Like I said, they stopped bunting, but they still were lights out kicking. I mean, they're definitely going to make a deep run, if not, all the way. They got some tough competition ahead of them for the tournament, but I definitely could see them doing really well.
Yeah, when we played them, I definitely noticed. I guess prior to this year, prior to you joining them, Mike, they were primarily a kicking team, so you've kind of helped them step up a little bit with getting a little more bunting in the action. That way, they're kickers that can pretty much just boot it.
Top of the lineups. We're actually playing small ball, which helps a ton.
Oh, it does. It does.
Speed kills. You guys got a lot of fast people.
Well, yeah, I think Mike went 4 for 4 against us or something. It was just one of those things. He bunts. There's no point in even trying to grab it. Just let him get on base.
Yep, it was easy. Try to get him on the second one.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to Hobbs Park at 7 p.m. Lawrence Shirt Factory stamps a win over Bunt and Grind, 12-3. Notes we had on this are Emilio led off in the 6th to a string of great kicks. Riley, perfect bunt in the 4th with 2 outs to advance Kalen William. 3 had a great line drive in the 5th for 2 RKIs. Did anybody witness this in person?
Sadly, no.
No, because it was at Hobbs.
Yeah, we were all stuck in the other side of town.
I ref the game.
Hey, David's here. All right, there you go.
Yeah, this fucking guy. Yeah.
The consorts. How are your knees feeling today?
Yeah, still a little sore, but it was worth it. No. Hey, Lawrence Insurance Factory played very well. So did Bunt and Grind. But Shirt Factory's a little better right now, so they just ran away with it.
Thank you for that stellar report.
You're welcome.
Thank you, David.
Don't go too
I do what I can.
Stay right there.
Yeah, so don't go too far.
Don't go too far.
No, he's
Hobbs Park, 9 p.m. Game of the week. 23rd Street steamrolls the Woost 15-4.
By the way, there's only one person that was wrong about the matchup. That was you, Sean.
Yeah. I went against the grain.
Yeah.
I was dead wrong.
Yeah. We can't all be like that and just be.
Yeah, it doesn't work out.
Doesn't work out, no.
You can, and after the show, I'll show you how.
So Shipley, how did it feel to win your first game of the week?
It's actually the second time I've won a game of the week.
It's the first one I watched.
Okay. It is the first time we've beaten Woost, though, so
That wasn't.
it was.
That wasn't Derek centric at all. How's it feel to win the first game of the week that I watched?
The only important one that matters.
A very gratifying win. First time we've beaten Woost. Helped ourselves in the rankings, I think.
I would agree.
Definitely.
It was a fun night, really fun night.
Rankings don't matter.
Overrated.
Yeah, I know.
So tell me, my biggest highlight was you double knee sliding into third base.
I was safe.
It was
I also
it was
scored
amazing.
immediately.
It was.
Doesn't matter how pretty it looks,
It hurt,
son.
it hurt my body to watch it,
No,
but I
it
was
was-
like, he like power slid. Like,
It was
all
the
you missed
first
was the
time I've
guitar.
ever seen a risky business slide on a big outfield, and it was amazing.
It was great.
My brain was telling me to dive and also slide at the same time, and also the ball was coming in. So, like, my brain just like, fuck it, look like an idiot. So I did, and so that's what happened.
Hey, best time to do it is game of the week.
Yeah. And like I said, I scored, so it's all good.
And then you had the belly flop kind of at home. That was a weird one.
I went in too low, man. The knees hit first.
So you're the consort and you do the risky business slide. So we could do like a one-man risky business where you play both the Rebecca De Mornay and Tom Cruise.
The next game of the week, I'll show up in my underwear and do the slide into the room. Yeah.
We've got it on. That's like a verbal contract.
Yeah, you're locked in.
You're locked.
All right. That's fine. We'll sell more tickets that way.
Yeah, right.
I mean, my takeaway is like, I always sit in the front row to cheer and haggle and hassle people best I can. But that being said, sorry, I almost said Ghost. The Woost. I feel like they suffer from like what everybody else does. Like, hey, we're down by some runs. We need some base hits, and like Dan rocks up to his first kick or second kick, and he just easy fly out to second. It's like some of their offense, they just didn't seem like they were utilizing the tools that they had. And it's on one end it's disappointing because I like both teams. I'm trying to root for all my friends and whatnot.
Yeah.
So it's hard to watch, and not just that game, but it happens all over the way. I do it with my teammates all the goddamn time. Hey guys, we need runs. You said home run, boom, and then it's like out. But I think Boggs had that amazing push kick to one.
Yeah, he did.
Does that like once every 3 weeks.
He tried it like twice, I think, during the game, and it hit on that one on the bunt. Yeah.
But when it hits, it looks so good.
Well, I guess that's what happens when you've already played professional soccer. So it just makes it look easy.
Well, shout out to Boggs for also somehow managing to leave the lid of his cooler at home.
That was Boggs.
And I saw him. That cooler was full. So I don't know how you managed to come with a lid and leave without one, but kudos to Boggs for being able to do that.
Probably just crushed all the booze. And
He's one of those big fancy city lawyers. He's probably got tons of lids.
He just buys lids just on Amazon.
Yeah. Buys them by the pack.
23rd Street outscoring opponents 30-4 the past 2 weeks.
Yeah. Damn.
Watch out.
And I mean, game of the week. So if everyone didn't watch it, joke's on you.
Yeah, that was a good game.
Really good game. Seemed like once they knew that it was time to turn it on, 23rd Street just put the gas to the floor. And then once they made it a 10-run game, it was, okay, time to ease off, cruise into the finish. So
I was going to say,
kudos to them, looking really good late in the year.
Shout out to
again.
Alyssa. She had a couple really good kicks and a couple clutch saves at second.
Yeah, and Carolyn killed it for the Woost at short, so
yeah,
great job.
Carolyn's great. Rock had a couple good kicks as well.
Yeah, really good kicks.
Should we do discussion?
Yeah.
What did you have?
So
I didn't have anything.
With my discussion question for this week, it's kind of involves two teams judging off their arcs that they've had the last 2 seasons. Coming into the season, I think everyone would pretty much agree that both of these teams were top 12 teams, but at this juncture in the season are one of or both of Johnny's and the Harpies top 15 teams.
They're both top 15 for sure.
I'm sorry, top 12.
Top 12.
Well, according to my archive standings here, Harpies are 12. They've risen. Johnny's at 14. Oh.
I think the question is, do you think Johnny's beats Corksuckers or Free State? Because they're probably in the 13-14 spot right now.
I think they'd have a better chance of beating Corksuckers, but from what I've seen this year,
I mean, they already beat Free State, and
I'd say the opposite. I think they have a better chance of beating
Free State.
Oh,
yeah, they already lost to Free State.
I don't know.
They already beat Free State. I mean,
those are both pretty good teams. I mean,
Yeah.
Corksuckers are sneaky good,
I would
and
agree.
I guess it kind of depends on which players come for Johnny's. Obviously, you have your triangle, which is very good, but if you make sure your outfielders.
Some of them aren't actually. Yeah, you're right. They're up in Boulder, right?
I think
I think they'll be back.
for me, it's Harpies definitely yes,
Yeah.
until proven otherwise. Johnny's, yes, but barely. Like they beat Free State's 2 spots behind them in the rankings. I think if they're at 12 now, and they beat them by 2 in a 3-1 game. And if Corksuckers is supposed to be slightly better than Free State, then maybe that game goes to extras or something. I don't know.
What does a former Johnny's player have to say?
I just was reminiscing that I played on Johnny's, a really fun game of the week against Cork. It went 11 innings, so that was super fun. That's a tough call on this one because Cork's playing great this year. They have so much experience. Johnny's definitely top 12 team, but they do have some newer folks, whereas Cork is just like the same. They do the KTC thing. They show up with the same team every year, same positions. So they're a great team as well.
I was trying to hit on it earlier, like when I was talking about Brutang and the Johnny's game. Like Lauren just said, they've got some new personnel changes, and sometimes team dynamic just doesn't jive some days. And if your team isn't feeling it, and it just it's kind of a snowball effect. You start falling down, and then you find yourself in a hole that it's almost impossible to get out of in this league. If you're down by 2 or 3 runs, sometimes that's unsurmountable.
Mm-hmm. Where is Brutang, on a side note, where are they ranked in
The RPI?
on the RPI?
They are tied for 9th.
Okay. So we'll leave it be, because that sounds right.
Ranked with Jay Wilson's 3rd.
I just want to say that when we were doing the aggregate board rankings, I had Brutang at 10th before this week.
Yeah.
And people were saying I was nuts.
No.
Fuck off.
I feel like
I wanted to interject that I think Harpies really are a top 10 team.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was my stance coming into it, is that
So even
that
just
the-
12 or further is.
well, I mean,
Yeah,
they're
it's a little-
sitting, I think, at 12
RPI stands at 12.
for the Harpies. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is why I thought it was a fair discussion, because it is skewed.
Mm-hmm.
And I think also by looking at that, it shows how far apart Johnny's and the Harpies are right now.
I think Harpies.
I think they're
Har-
leaps and bounds.
Harpies is a
ahead of-
great team. I mean, trying to,
Get to
I
that
guess, make
next
sure that
level.
you are, doing things like when they're on defense. I mean, their offense, as long as it even semi-clicks, I mean, they are a high-scoring team for the most part.
Young,
It's just
aggressive.
defense. It's hero throws and, getting it to the pitcher quick instead of letting, players just run around bases and stuff, faking a throw.
The only concern there is that you look at Harpies against like the league team. Well, they lost with last week, 32-10 to the Harper Lions. It's like, I think call up Roberts like.
I watched most of that game.
I
Oh,
know,
yeah.
I was like,
Exactly.
So I watched most of that game. What happened?
we totally shit the bed. We gave up. We literally
Yep.
up.
Yeah, by the second inning, Harpies decided, you know what, we're out of this game, and they were shut down. That was it. But if they can stay positive, they could have been in that game.
Yeah, they have a lot of young players.
I think
which,
the key difference between a Harpies doing that and, let's say, a Harbor Lights, when Harbor Lights gets down, they just don't go, okay, we quit and give up. They're the team that will try to rally back. And sometimes you can't do anything about it. Everybody has really bad games. But that said, I think that mentality is indicative of there being a younger team. Like, give them another 4 years, they're probably not doing those type of things. Next year when Elliott's
4 years? No. We totally shit the bed. Yes, we know it. We like last year. I think there's a difference in. Sorry, Alex. I just pushed you out. So last year, we only had one place to go, and that was up last year. And so when we were down, we were a great comeback team. We would be down, and we would come back and win, and we surprised everybody. This year, we were number 3, and I think the pressure got to a lot of our young people. They thought, oh, hell. No, actually, it wasn't pressure. I think it was, oh, we're number 3. We're awesome. And they forgot that these people that we're playing against have been playing for 10 years.
a decade.
And they thought, oh, no, but we're these young, badass kids. And I'm like, oh, no.
you think these kids, they gave a ride for right?
Youth culture for.
Oh, yeah. We got schooled. Yeah, we lost a couple of games. And I think now they realized, oh, shit, maybe I should listen to Grant and Stacy because they know what the fuck they're talking about.
Well, I would say Stacy.
and that's
I know,
mean,
Maybe Max.
and I was gonna say, and that's kind of just experience. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
no matter from playing with Kansas Tree Care as long as I have, it's all about when someone gives you instructions on what to do. If you do it, you literally see the results, and it's,
Exactly. Exactly.
everything
and
happens.
some of our kids are learning that. Some of them have a little bigger learning curve. But I mean, they're babies, real babies.
Yeah,
here.
and I mean, you guys have a lot of talent too.
Yeah.
I mean, you're.
Hands down.
I can't remember what his name is, but the guy that played third base against us, I didn't realize it at the time. I didn't know.
Oh, yeah, Thomas.
Thomas.
That this is his first season.
Yeah, so before our game, I seen him kind of playing third. I didn't know Grant was out.
Yeah, he was
and
hurt.
so I was
He had his leg injury, that's
I seen him, Grant kind of telling him what to do on third base, and I was like, hey, so just do what I do. You're going to do more of a curve and everything. He started doing that, and unfortunately kind of screwed us during the game.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I mean, for me, like I love doing that. I did it a lot when I would go to a Wednesday kick around. Is like, try to help these younger players because I love seeing the gaps between the different levels shrink.
Yeah.
And that's
yeah.
what I enjoy.
Yeah.
I'll try to keep mine short because
let's move on.
Yes, I played both of these teams, the Harpies and Johnnies, and to not disparage either one of the teams because they're both got great people on it, and they're both very talented. The skill level from top to bottom for Harpies is greater than the skill level from top to bottom for Johnnies. So them Harpies being more top 10 possible. Johnnies can do it, but they need to. Austin needs to have less to do with the strategy and more just being the captain. Michael, Shane, Carey, they've all been there. And not that Austin hasn't. It's just he's a little bit down on the strategic side of things.
All bunting with the bases loaded.
Yeah.
He needs to find his Jimmy Johnson. Is that what you're telling
Yeah,
me?
he needs to be the captain. Absolutely, be the captain, but listen to the co-captain. Listen to your people who have been there, and don't try not to act like you know it all or anything, or check like Ben just said, but with the bases loaded. Make sure your team knows you're doing that.
I'm starting to think that we're all wrong and that they're just sandbagging.
Yeah, it's an evil plan.
Yeah, they're looking for that 12-5 upset.
Could you imagine that?
Maybe.
Just come out and just like
Just murder.
Lay waste to like the top 10 to do that. This is the whole plan.
They're gonna beat.
I would love to see it.
Gonna beat Red Lion like 30-2 in the playoffs.
So is there any other discussion questions? Was that
Unless anybody has one they really want to talk about, we probably should motor because the karaoke and such.
let's motor on then.
Yep, keep it going.
Since it's all dudes up here, we could talk about aftershave and cologne and fucking things.
Just Shave Club?
You shave like twice a year, right?
I do,
Yeah,
Cougar shaves twice a day.
Cougar.
Everywhere.
Are your legs smooth as well? Do you just no body hair?
I say, Cougar, I'm kind of there with you. I'm like
Cougar's
once a month.
legs actually kind of look like if you owned a long-haired dog and wore pants and sat on the couch. Like that's,
So hair chaps.
yeah, hair chaps.
Wilfred.
The weird thing though is his pubic hair is like a huge afro.
There's a big old mound of gross hair.
All right. Well, yeah. Okay. Let's press on.
Yep.
Oh, thank you. Oh, I did want to mention real quick. We're giving Bryson a lot of junk, but he was on here last week and he said that. What did he say he said he was going to put $200 into the raffle pot
Because
for home loans.
failed to-
He actually
And he did.
he actually did that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the one
Thank
thing
you,
that's actually
Bryson.
true.
I will
Surprise,
say this.
surprise.
Full disclosure, Bryson is an ass on social media, but off the field, he's an extremely nice and giving person. I
Yeah.
will say that.
Didn't he have,
You know what?
like,
There were a lot of
times
really,
to
really-
pals, like 30 things of giant jars of peanut butter to give to the
I think so.
Humane Society?
One of the
Yeah,
Just
giving
Food
out
rallies.
Bryson secrets. He's a really nice guy.
He can't throw in center field, but he's a great.
when the gloves come off, is what
Right.
you're telling me.
I feel like he should just cut sports out, so people will actually like.
See, this
you know,
is where
like
this
it.
is where I'm at, and I'm pretty sure I've said this to him before, so I think he knows that I think this. And actually, I disagree with a lot of people on this. There are certain people that think it's just perfectly fine, but that once you cross that line and step onto the field, you can be much more aggressive with your personality than off the field, and it's okay because it's sports.
No, it's
and I'm
terrible,
like,
terrible
I don't know, man. People aren't going around saying like, that Ted Bundy guy, when he wasn't killing people, he was just one hell of a nice guy.
Well, I mean, I heard that
me
Ted
fix
Bundy
my
was
garage
actually
door
smiling when he was killing people, but I don't know. That's
yeah.
just rumors.
Well,
No, I
all I'm
agree.
saying is that like you are who you are, and if the switch flips, you might need to see a psychologist about it.
I've
Otherwise, you can control it.
I've played many sports with almost every single person in this league on multiple levels, from lowly fun teams to like championship teams. And there's nothing worse than seeing somebody that you've been like really good friends with, like screaming in your face, belligerent things. There's like, yo, bro, I thought we were friends. And then it's like 30 minutes after the game, they're like, yeah, man, game, good game, bygones, big bygones. It's like, dude, you insulted my entire being. And it's a hard transition sometimes.
Because we do have players like that, I'm going to try to be the omega to their alpha and be just a huge dick outside of kickball.
Yeah.
And then the nicest person on the field.
Well, I mean, to be fair, Michael Jordan was a complete psychopath.
But he was the greatest.
Yeah, I don't think people
Maybe
are not.
Bryson's onto something that we don't know yet.
Well, he's not the greatest of all time.
No. And never will be. And if he does want his $200 back, I will challenge him to any sport.
Oh,
I don't care what it is.
I question real quick.
I like that.
I've been asking this question to you for the longest time, Kenny.
We can do that as a seventh inning game.
I've been asking for a long time.
Decathlon.
What actual sport would you not be good at? Because Nicole told me you hit an over the fence home run and still play softball. I'm good at that.
I'm gonna say
softball. That's
Pickleball.
easy.
You suck at
I'm,
pickleball.
I'm good at pickleball. I love pickleball.
I bet an
Yeah.
8-year-old lady would beat you.
I'm sure. I bet you.
Pickleball, ping pong,
Badminton.
Yeah, badminton's my favorite. I love
What about volleyball? You're a little short for that 8-foot net.
it. I'm decent at serving.
Have you ever tried high
and
ally?
digs.
What about golf?
Real sport.
If you really, if you really want to see me pissed, yeah, play golf with me. But at the same time, I don't want to ruin a perfectly good walk. So,
There you go.
but I will say I did beat my wife Nicole on my first time ever playing a full round of golf, and she's played multiple times before. I think I beat her by like
You
5
let
or
him
6
just talk
strokes.
shit like that?
We know who's on diaper duty.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm terrible at golf, but I was better than her. That's what mattered.
Here we go. $200 bet for a golf game, it sounds like.
Watch now, Bryson's like,
Bring it.
Yeah, now he's like sitting at home like,
he said golf.
He goes, I got my own golf.
we're going to get like a Nerf golf set and set it up on the field.
Oh no, I'm gonna go to Goodwill and get a full set.
Playing against sports is open.
Yeah, right.
Oh yeah.
Stretch game. Closest to the pin.
Yeah, that's good. I like it.
What is it?
Closest to the pin.
We could do that the same night that I kicked
Okay.
Peter's ass in
I'm-
a pit full of jello.
I will say I'm decent with the sand wedge.
It could be the closest to Cougar and Sean's Jello pool.
Yeah.
And if you actually hit him, you get a bonus.
If someone gets hit, tough shit. It's for charity. I'm willing to take it.
The goal is to try to hit it into the Jello pool.
Right in there. Like, you got to hit one of it. If you hit us, 200 extra.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm wrestling you, buddy.
All right, let's press on the games. We're running out of time here.
Let's do it.
Cougar, our standings for the pick'em.
Oh, yes.
I think I caught up to Sean.
Yeah,
You
everybody
did.
caught up.
So, here's your standings. 10, you went 3-0. Only one last week went 3-0, so now you're 13-11. Sean went up. You went 0-3, so you're 13-11. So you're tied with them. Guess 2, you're 16-8. You went 1-2. I also went 1-8. 16-8, but I have the bonus point for
Tiebreaker. So I got 2 weeks to make up 4 games effectively, because the bonus point's a tiebreaker, right? Unless I can squeeze one of those in.
Just pick perfect games. Easy bets.
All right. Somebody's going to have to remind me what our pick'ems are when we get to them.
Yep.
Okay. YSC 1 at 5 o'clock. Oh, look at what you did. See, and
Bigger so you can read it.
that's right. It's in big font. Yeah, that was smart. The one that you give to me is in bigger font. YSC 1 at 5 o'clock. Late fees at Reading Rockets. This one could actually be pretty good too. I feel like this is a game that late fees is winning.
Yeah,
I would agree.
Yeah.
big time.
Other than that center fielder for Reading Rockets, if he goes ham, he can give them some trouble.
All right. YSC 1 at 7 o'clock. Porn spatulas at Harbor Lights. Sean's just shaking his head now. I think that's the correct response. YSC 2 at 5 p.m. Drop stoppers at Post House. Still shaking his head. YSC 2 at 7 o'clock. Scoonies at Ghosts. After seeing the Scoonies last week and the struggles that, after seeing the Ghosts last week and the struggles that the Scoonies have had, I have to go Ghosts here.
I never bet against Dan Dunkley. And Jaggy Becker.
It's not Woost, it's Ghost.
Buddy.
Go!
All those Woo teams are on the same
Ooh.
I wish.
He has been sipping a bottle over here, so.
Always ghosts.
All right. Anybody want to disagree?
I'm going Ghosts.
Ghosts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ghosts as well.
Yeah. John Frascooni's is
Well,
really
now
good,
that
but
I've,
they need
read
to
my
get their
paper.
offense together. Yeah. You know, I was I can't remember who it was I was talking to, but it was like, it was Joe. He was like, initially our defense was great and our offense was terrible, and now it's the other way around, or it was the other way around. But he said they just need to kind of get it all together. So I don't know, maybe this
Believe
week.
me, Joe, that's a nigh
scheme.
impossible task sometimes.
Yeah, I just like what I saw at Ghost this week. YSC 3 at 5 o'clock. Pauschwausch at 23rd Street. Ooh. David, can we get a prediction from you?
Do it, David. Call it. Go in with call it.
It will be a fun day. Both teams will have a great time. Thank you. You want me to do Clubber Lang? You want me to go Payne?
No, you called it Sean.
What?
Sean doesn't allow shutouts. Yeah.
Oh, no. I'm
You're
not doing that.
already 0 for 1 on that this year, so calling a shutout for Poshwash.
I'll say this: I love Poshwash to death, but I think after watching 23rd Street, I'm gonna have to go 23rd Street.
Yeah,
So
who?
we put 9 on Free State, and we're going to get shut out by 23rd Street?
I don't think so.
What kind of disrespect is this?
I think Cougar thought it real hard though.
What kind of topsy-turvy world am I living in? It's not going to be a shutout. I'm going to pick Poshwash because clearly I have to. But I will tell you, I will not be there.
Well, if you keep doing
Oh yeah. This is a Cooperstown weekend.
Yeah, this is Cooperstown.
There you go.
So, Sean.
This may be addition by subtraction.
So, Sean, if you keep do speed training by chasing down U-Haul vans,
U-Hauls, yeah.
All
I have a
right,
chance.
Sean. If you're not going to be there, shut out.
I believe in my guys and gals. Our ladies have been the best part of our team all year, and like I said, if our ladies can roll us to 9 runs against Free State, there's no way in hell we're going to get shut out, or they will get shut out on Sunday. So
Free State blows.
still picking Posh. Yeah, those clowns need to stick to fucking flying drones.
YSC 3 at 7 o'clock. Red Lion at Asteroid Head.
I guess depends on which asteroid head shows up.
Yeah, I mean, if so YSC 3, so it's probably wind in.
Well,
I think that. Yeah.
And it's 7 o'clock, so like you guys are starting to get tipsy,
It's
get
never
really
reached-
good. That's when everything's kind of clicking.
Yeah.
And then by the end, if you guys are still steadily drinking, you guys are going to be doing good. But if you guys stop, that's
As long as we're not falling down on the bases.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like we should win this game.
Never be putting cleats on this week.
No, I think he's going to wait until that KTC game, week 10. Yeah.
Kansas Tree
Ditto Todd, yeah. YSC 4 at 5 o'clock. Speaking of Kansas Tree Care, they are at Free State.
Eat my balls, Seth.
Yeah.
No.
Whoa.
No, Seth is super cool, dude. Love him.
Sean coming in moist.
I'm gonna say
Super
Kansas Tree
moist.
Care, but
Moist
myself,
comes alive.
Nicole, and Nick Devon will both be in Colorado, so
Oh.
they'll
I'm
be
still
fine.
taking
They'll be
Kansas Tree
fine.
Care.
Yeah, they should probably be okay. Do you guys have
Enough players?
13 players? It feels like you have 10 and you play the same 10 every week.
Decision's theirs. I don't know.
All right. YSC 4 at 7 o'clock. This is the pick'em game. And funny enough, we were talking about whether Johnny's and or Corksuckers should be 12. This is Corksuckers at Johnny's.
Exactly.
So I'm not
Battle for Brady,
Yeah.
number 12.
Kenny, what do you think about this one?
Oh, that's a tough one. I mean, they're both solid teams. I guess if you kind of give, like they said earlier, like either Shane or Michael more of, if they're able to kind of coach more than Austin, I think they should be fine. but also, like I said, the Corksuckers, they do have a solid triangle there. So I'm going to say Johnny's by 1.
Okay. Derek?
I'm going to kind of pretty much echo what Kenny said. I think on paper, I think Johnny's has a bit more athletic overall people with like your Mikes and Carries. Maybe Jerry, if she shows up, she gets some margaritas in her. But that being said, Corksuckers is not a team to sleep on by any means. They have a lot of just very consistent like talent. Like they can play almost anybody really well. But I think Johnny's can edge it out by, I'm going to say 2 runs.
All right. Mike?
You didn't tell me that.
Oh, yeah.
Can't hear you. Your mic is very quiet. Put your mouth on it.
I'm pretty sure Corksuckers has a lot of talent, and I think they're going to pull this one out.
All right. Who do you got, Sean?
Is anybody from Johnny's making it back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're all going to be back.
Okay. I stick with my...
I keep wanting to pick the Corksuckers, but I just think that with getting shit on this week, it's really a do or die time, especially with being the battle for 12 now.
Yeah.
I think Johnny's really has to come through here, and if they don't, then it's really going to put the postseason into a big question mark.
Mhm.
I'm going to take Johnny's by 2. No, it's not the big
No,
one.
I was just saying, yeah.
Makes me feel better.
Everything you said, it's echoed my sentiment. Like, John, the Corksuckers, a really good season. Johnny's, show up, okay? Seriously, I didn't come from Boulder or whatever. Show up.
Johnny, be good. Yeah, so I need to make up.
We know what you're doing.
3 games. This is not one I'm going to diverge on. I think Johnny's is going to show to everybody that they are a top 12 team in this game. So I'll go with them too.
Wait next week, Mike will say, suckers.
Yeah. YSC 5 at 5 o'clock. Sacred Sword at D-Holes. Sword playing better lately, but I think D-Holes is on the right track now after last week. YSC 5 at 7 o'clock. Bunt and Grind at Red Legs. Just another tough one. Bunt and Grind's later season schedule is kind of rough.
Yeah, I would agree.
We'll go with Red Legs.
Yeah.
Why?
I was just say Jordan Miller's, I think, leading the team in the right direction. I'm going to go Red Legs as well.
Yeah. YSC 6 at 5 o'clock. JWE at R-Bar. R-Bar's brutal schedule continues. R-Bar. Yeah, I'm going JWE in this one.
Word around the street is they are completely renovating their patio.
Really? Does it need it?
$30,000 getting dropped
What?
into that
They're
bad
putting a
boy.
hot tub in or something?
New
They better be
TVs,
selling a lot of
paint,
wings.
outdoor areas, sound system,
R-Bar.
and R-Bar.
Nice.
That's just word on the street.
I mean, that place is... Have you ever been there? That place is huge on the inside. Like,
Yeah.
I always forget how big that place really is.
The patio is huge too.
Yeah, it's a good-sized patio.
YSC 6 at 7 o'clock. Woost at Mike Z and the boys.
I want to say that, even though I tried to call a shout out for Love Garden weeks ago, I'm going to put Mike.
Yeah, that was against me, Dick.
I know. I'm going to put him to the task. Shut out.
No way, shut out. No way.
I'm doing it.
Mike is making sure that they're going to score a run.
Yeah, right? Mike will forfeit his game before he goes.
Have you ever seen a center fielder accidentally drop a pop fly and throw it over the fence? You might now, Cougar.
Wait, are you talking about Bryson? Is that who we're talking about? No, not Bryson? Oh.
YSC 7 at 5 o'clock. Our second pick'em game. It is the Korean War, the battle in the DMZ. Cougar A, Cougar B. KBC Tropics at Bald Beavers. It's going to be a close shave either way. Sean, do you want to go first on this one? Or maybe I'll go first since I went last. Okay, go for it.
You can go for it. You set the time.
Yeah, okay. Cougar, is everyone going to be back in time for this game?
He doesn't fucking know. No one responds to his emails.
One person, yes.
There's
one
one
person when MIA or right fielder, I have no idea what's going on. No idea.
Like back of a milk carton, MIA, or
Do we need to like?
Kinda, yeah.
Damn.
I will say that was one of my favorite things to do.
He's not literally missing like a milk carton. He's not. He's accounted for. But
Like people who he likes know where he is,
Yeah.
and that's why you're in the dark.
Like if you called his mom right now, she'd be like, "Yeah, my son's at John's house" or something.
Exactly.
Okay.
He's fine. He's fine. Okay. But kickball. I don't know.
unreliable? Is that what you're saying?
Huh?
Are you just saying he's unreliable?
Clearly, he's not showing up.
He enjoys the finer things in life.
Not spending Sundays with Cougar.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna go with the Tropics here. I think they're a touch better than the Beavers.
Our DeCaprio Ryan is back. He was out of town in Arizona. Now he's back.
I'll put it this way: it's the evil Cougars. I think they're gonna want this game more.
Yeah, I do too.
I think their failure is not an option for KBC Tropics. Because if look, this is gonna.
More so for the captain himself, not
Good
for
Cougars versus bad Cougars.
Well, I mean, the bottom line is if KBC Tropics loses here, then they fucked up and got rid of the wrong players.
Well, I guess the question is.
Really got rid of it. Really.
I guess the question is, over under on memes being posted.
1,000.
Taking the over. I think I'll start one tonight. I'll just fire one out there. Put it out into the fucking.
About me, about this game. Your kids will learn about me.
I will say there's some. So since the Tropics are based off of the semi-pro movie, there's already some quality gifs out there of the Tropics celebrating for getting the 4th place. That's a banger. So
That's a total
there's already
Cougar
some good content out there for trolling if you need it.
This is like officially the Cougar Bowl now.
Oh my gosh, the
having
Cougar.
an inaugural
Don't-
like
Don't look
rivalry
up gifts
game
for Ball Beavers. Though.
and an entire tournament trophy game.
I think someone needs to go to Sunfire and create a plate
these are
for the
bestowed
Cougar
upon
plate.
honors.
Yeah, you guys need a trophy for this thing.
Well, hey,
Just saying.
The Cougar
hold on.
Cup.
They only fire
and it's
on
gotta be
Wednesdays, so it'll
your
be too late to get it by the
jock
game
strap.
time. But we can get
Cut into the shape of Korea.
Hey,
Take that shot,
I
Cougar.
might
That
be able
was.
just to like carve something out of wood for this.
Yeah.
I'll just bring it. I'll just drop it off somewhere.
So hey, to get
It'll
us back
just be
on
the-
track.
It can also double as like a pipe.
All right, hey guys, we're really short on time here. We need to plow through predictions too. Yeah, what do you got, Sean?
Tropics.
Ball
Beavers by 3.
Mike takes Tropics. Kenny?
Tropics.
Tropics. All right.
Tropics by 1.
I don't think that one's working very well.
There you go.
All right.
Rip
You
Dana.
know what? You know, Derek, you call Kickball Beers good. Motivation for my team. Good. Thank you, Derek. Seriously, I need that. They need that.
What I do?
You're giving bulletin board material.
Oh.
Good.
Yeah, but everybody knows Derek's a fucking moron. I don't.
What? No, they need motivation. Good.
I told you I'm going to start being a dick off the field.
Your team needs motivation to win. They just don't want to win. That's terrible. Bald Beavers all day then.
I don't know.
I don't.
They know his part. Because of Jack.
Right. Sorry, Derek. I just got carried away there. YSC 7 at 7 o'clock. Soda Jerks at Honey Badgers.
Sorry, D.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No shutout. No shutout.
First of
Yeah,
all,
no
I've
shutout.
already made big time enemies with Kenny last week. He was sweeping off home plate, and I was walking over to one. I literally stomped dirt all over that bitch. That being said, I full caveat. We're treating this game kind of even more so than last week's game. I'm missing 5 players this week. A lot of people are going to Colorado, not for kickball, but for getting high or something. And then
Yeah.
I got a guy out with COVID, so
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
this
brother.
this week will be a minimal
Sound-
team, and we'll just go out there and have a good time.
Horse over there judging.
But that being said, Kenny, I'm gonna fuck your shit up. Who doesn't go to Colorado not to get high?
It's legal there.
Yeah.
Sure
I
you
don't
would,
either.
Cougar. You
Well,
just wouldn't know it
maybe-
until it happened. I'd make sure of it.
Cougar, I don't even smoke weed, and I would go to Colorado to get high.
Microdose.
Cougar, let's go to Colorado and do big old weeds.
Cougar would rather stay here with me and get low. YSC 8 at 5 o'clock. Kicking assets at Home Loans. Sean's still shaking his head.
Home loan's they're gonna bounce back.
Maurice's picking assets. I think they got a chance here, but it feels like home loans is.
Last week they took an L, but they're going to bounce
Yeah.
back. Yeah.
The way you said that, Maurice's picking home loans, and then you're like, I pick home loans too. Made it sound like Marisa picked for you there, buddy.
No, she picked assets. I'm picking home loans. No. YSC 8 at 7 o'clock. This is the last pick'em game and the score game. I'm gonna, since I took them last week, I'll go first and I'll take Brutang again, and I'll say Brutang by 1. Yeah. Again, need like 2 minutes.
I got Sure Factory.
Brutang -3.
I got Sure Factory by 5.
It's hard not to root against Sure Factory. They're that mechanical team. I'm going to say Sure Factory's going to win, but it's not going to be like the game everybody thinks. I think they're going to win by 4.
Brutang by 2.
Yeah.
I want to go that way, but it's so hard to.
I know.
House Park at 7 o'clock. Jazz House at Harpies. Yeah, I mean, this could be interesting. It feels like this Harpies has to win this game. Otherwise, they're not a top 12 team.
Harpies.
Yeah, it's
House
Harpies.
Park at 9 o'clock. Young Spine at Empire. Does Empire have a shot here?
No.
Young Spine.
Look,
No shutout.
my team is amazing, and Young Spine beat the brakes off us.
Yeah, I think their defense is too good to lose to Empire. But I think both teams will score.
With Aaron playing catcher, he's way too good to not shut down any small game that happens.
Yeah. Katie?
If you're not at Hobbs Park, tune in to the broadcast for the first all-lady kickball announcing team.
Yay!
Who's going to be on it?
Me and Aaron.
Nice.
Yeah, Aaron and I. Whatever that is.
Thank you, Katie.
The collective we.
All right.
The Wees.
We got to get out of here. Sound guy's giving us the hook because we're way over. Thank you, Kenny and Derek and Mike and Sean and Jason. I love you, buddies.
You're the best.
Take us out of here.
How come you never tell me you love me?
Bryson, I'm
I
waiting for
said
the
you
challenge.
guys.
200, anything,
You look
anytime,
in his
almost
eyes.
anywhere, Bryson.
Derek, I love you.
I love you too, buddy.
I don't think you're a moron.
I mean, there's days. What the fuck song is this?
Tribute.
It's a good song.
The greatest
This is from 2002.
It is.
Damn.
The single came out.
Someone should